Well. Looks like today should be the day. It absolutely, it should be, right? It should be the day that we get finally the list after immense pressure. Now, again, I do think it's worth kind of laying out, managing expectations here. The list, a lot of people are clickbaiting, saying, we're getting the list. I don't really know what we're going to get. Pam Bondi has clarified some of that, which we're going to take a look at. But, what I think most people want is I want all the surveillance footage. And I want to know who got plea deals. And I want to know, all this kind of stuff. That's what I want to know. I'm mostly curious about that. The flight logs, we've already had those. My concern is that we're just going to get a repackaged thing of mostly all the stuff we already know. But you see this, the Department of Justice had officially halted the release of the clients. They did not give a date on when they would release it. Not sure why they don't just release it in accordance with President Trump's executive order. The Department of Justice is getting involved here. I think they want to, update the list, in my opinion. But given the topics of this video, I'm really glad I have a sponsor, PDS Debt. We're all looking for a fresh start this time of year, from eating better to losing weight. We all have some bad habits, and it's time to start some good ones. And, I would definitely agree with that. You can give your finances a huge fresh start. Make sure that this is the year you start to get out of debt and stop being crushed by it. The first step is to contact PDS Debt for a personalized debt solution. If you're making payments every month on your debt and balances aren't going down, PDS Debt has a solution for you. I'm going to put up their site here, pdsdebt.com/thequartering. Everyone with 10K or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there's no minimum credit score required. I remember when I got out of college, and then again 5 years later, needing some help, and I didn't really know about a lot of these places. So, it can be very stressful to be buried under all this debt. So make this the year you take control of your debt. Get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/quartering. It only takes 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt.com/quartering, pdsdebt.com/quartering. Link is also in the description. Dear Chairwoman Luna, thank you for your letters to the Department of Justice dated Friday, February 11th, 2025 and February 19th, 2025. We are sending an identical response to the other member who joined your letters. In your letters, you requested briefings about any documents in the department's possession relating to the investigation and prosecution of Mr. Jeffrey, and about our declassification of records regarding President John F. Kennedy and Senator Robert F. Kennedy and Dr. Martin Luther King. These are all executive orders that President Trump has issued, by the way. Pursuant to Executive Order 14176, you also request a written confirmation of the date and location of those records released. The integrity of criminal investigations and prosecutions is essential to every company. This is what you're about to read here is the biggest pack of bologna sausage imaginable. You went to Costco, you're like, give me some bologna sausage, and whatever package they have, it's bigger than that. This is crazy. What do you mean prosecution? What have you been doing the last 15 years? You didn't prosecute anybody. Are you telling me that you've had all this evidence and you were just waiting to prosecute some of the creepazoids that showed up on that island? This is a complete and total lie. This is a complete and total cover story. There is no truth to this. This is a stall. They aren't prosecuting anybody. It's just baloney. The integrity, to uphold the rule of law, protect civil rights. The department remains committed to meeting its legal record-keeping obligations as it pursues that mission. We're reviewing requests and look forward to engaging further to accommodate your oversight. We hope that this is helpful. It isn't helpful. It's complete nonsense. Now, Pam Bondi, who's been getting absolutely crushed over this, went on Jesse Waters last night and had this to say.
You said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So
Of what? Nobody was prosecuted of anything. Victims of what? I'm legitimately asking. A victim of what? I don't get it. What were they victims of? Nobody was prosecuted. I mean, Ghislaine is in prison for a crime that was apparently serving absolutely nobody. Not one person was named that took advantage of her quote unquote services. I don't really understand what they're talking about. What does she mean 200 victims? I thought there were no crimes.
we have well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
See, that's the question I have. Like, we were told over and over again, oh my God, he had so many cameras. Everybody should know, all these crimes should be available in 4K high definition. We've never even seen a second of video. And as far as I know, they're done prosecuting people, right? So why isn't this stuff public?
What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information.
Flight logs and names, great. We already have those. Like, this is confusing to me. What do you mean flight logs? We have those, and they produced absolutely nothing. I think when people are saying, hey, we want these files, we're talking about evidence. We want to know what was, selectively prosecuted. That's what the American people want.
But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for sure.
He had help, but who? Who? Now, I mean, again, the Department of Justice seems to be stonewalling. This says, Pam Bondi says some of Epstein's information, including a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information will be released tomorrow. I mean, we already know most of the names, right? We already know, and we've already done all of this. We've done he was on the plane, but he didn't know. We've done that. I don't want to do that again. Oh, Bill was on the plane a dozen times. Okay, cool. What was he doing on the island? You see Pam Bondi says, the contents will make you sick. Said a lot of names would be released, but didn't indicate who is on the list, which could include high-profile names. What you're going to see hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick. She had it along with his co-defendant. Her comment indicates that she has information on Ghislaine, who reportedly had a little black book of names, which allegedly includes the names of people involved in these various crimes, but she wasn't convicted of any crimes. She trafficked these women to absolutely nobody. We don't have a single name of somebody who took advantage of her services. So I don't understand. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have been pressured by the Attorney General to release the quote client list. I mean, here's the thing. If they had a client list, why didn't they prosecute any of them? This is why I'm so black-pilled on it. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Like, if they have a client list, they have prosecuted 0 of them. They did not name a single client in prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell. They did not name a single client in prosecuting Jeffrey, from what I understand. We know a few of the women that were there that were victimized by him. We don't know a single name of the people that took advantage of their services. So, quite frankly, why is she even in jail? I don't understand why is Ghislaine even in prison? You know what I mean? I think they told Ghislaine that if you want to live, you're going to cooperate. And she said, okie dokie. I think they said, look what we did to your husband. Right? Marsha Blackburn on Monday wrote to new FBI Director Kash Patel and Bondi requesting the release of the information relevant to the case, including flight logs from his private jet and helicopter and Maxwell's Little Black Book. Blackburn told the Daily Mail, "I'm pushing for the release of the complete flight logs of his private jet and helicopter, any records that were in her possession, including her Little Black Book, and all video surveillance from his residence in Palm Beach." That's what I want. I want the video surveillance. I don't care about the names on the list, because I do believe that there were people that went to the island that didn't participate in, let's say, crimes with people who are too young or whatever. Maybe. I mean, it sure would be interesting to see what's the wheelie chair McGenius guy. You know, it'd be interesting to see if he participated. You know, there were people that were there that I don't believe anyone that went there didn't know what was available on the menu, but I do believe that people went there and didn't order anything. The video will prove that. I remain completely convinced we will never get the video. That because the video will show Democrats, Republicans, business owners, men, women, all sorts of people. They will show all sorts of people doing terrible things. And they're just never going to release that. She slammed Democrats and former director Christopher Wray for refusing to provide transparency to the American people. Maxwell, who was sentenced to 20 years in prison, by the way, so she's going to probably be released from prison at some point. Dozens of women have stepped forward to accuse them of preying on them when they were very young. Total estimates of number of girls vary, but range from a few dozen to more than 100. What do you mean abused? By who? You haven't shown me anybody. So we're going to see. I remain very skeptical we're going to see anything. You know, here you see there was an immense amount of pressure about the flight logs, this, that, and the other stuff. I don't know. You know, I don't know. You can see it's not even trending anymore. And what are they? I think that what they're going to release is just a repackaged version of what we've already seen. You see here Babylon Bee. Everyone's making the same meme. I hope the Jeffrey files are less redacted than the release probable cause the FBI gave a federal judge to raid me. I'm not hopeful. So most people, here's James O'Keefe, a lot of people really are not hopeful. We'll see. I hope I'm very wrong. But there are plenty of pictures of plenty of people that almost certainly took part in that behavior on that island. And the American people want to know. This is a promise made by Donald Trump. I don't think he makes that promise if he's on, in those videos. I just don't. So we'll see later today, apparently, and we'll cover it right here on this channel. So make sure to leave a like on the video. And if you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below, and I will update you the second we have the files.